where it was supposed to, the guy's name was supposed to be Earl, and it was Error, and everyone thought that that was like a computer programming thing, but it was just a normal typo. But it's been legendary, that particular typo.
I think I was 9 when I played that.
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be.
No, it was hilarious.
I could say my favorites. Man, this is not really fair because they're so easy. But I love This Guy Are Sick from Final Fantasy VII. And
that's right.
I mean, I think.
You guys remember this stuff?
Oh no, it's pretty egregious. And I think even as like a smaller Bob, I was still like a pedantic like copy editor, and stuff like that would just drive me up a wall.
Yeah.
And there is one sequence in Final Fantasy VII. Well, it's more than a sequence. It's like an optional arena. This is a typo everybody knows about. It's like, do you want to battle again? And it asks you that after every battle. And the options are no and off course. Instead of course, it's OFF. It's like, you didn't see that in the menu? This thing that pops up when, like, to get all this stuff in the game, you need to go through the arena so many times. So, like, you have to see that over and over again. Square, come on. This is why Final Fantasy VII needs to be remade, so you can get rid of off course.
Well, speaking of Persona 2, I heard they took out the main character's English. Like, they corrected her English. Like there's a screenshot going around where I can't remember what she was trying to say. It's like, let's be positive or something like that, but it was hilarious. Like, whatever it was supposed to be, it was like really terrible English. But then I heard that you'll have to confirm it. They changed it in the game to what it was supposed to be.
Well, actually, speaking of that, there's a character in Persona 2, Lisa. She's part of your main party, and she's like a kung fu freak. She loves everything kung fu. She wants to speak Chinese, and they leave those in there. So Chinese words, they're horrible. Horrible. They don't make sense even to me. I don't know a lot of Chinese, but I know enough.
You know enough to be like, that's not right.
I'm like, what is she trying to say?
Yeah.
It's so bad. Whoever worked on that, shame on you. Shame on you.
And I could also say, to extend this even further, I'm going to try to dig up some clips of this from the internet, but Star Ocean 2, who's played that here?
Yes.
I have not played it.
Oh, terrible, awful translation, and just like fantastically awful voice acting where they obviously just translated everything directly and had no care if it had any meaning at all. So, like... oh, go ahead.
Sorry, were the same typos in Fantasy... sorry, what was the game you were just talking about?
Oh, Star Ocean 2, yeah.
Oh, Star Ocean 2, definitely. Is that on the... Are those typos still in the PSP version of that game, or?
I don't know, but I'm
I didn't notice them.
I'm gonna say no, just because those games are kind of remakes, and I think they'd want, because that game is so notoriously poorly translated. But like the voice clips, I do want to put into this show because they're just so like random, and you have no idea why the characters would even say that after a battle ends. Like I forget the main character refers to himself by first name's like Claude is advancing forward, like when a battle starts.
Claude has advanced forward.
And then, like, when you win a battle, sometimes he goes like, oh, I'd say that's about 10 points. And you're like, what? Who's judging? Like, what scale is this? Where did this enter in?
Well, that's somewhere around 80 points. That was close. You must be careful. That was around 50 points?
There are much worse ones I wish I could remember, but that game had some just, like, hilariously bad voice acting.
I can't remember if they left the bad voice acting in the remake.
I kind of wish they did. And also, like, one of the quote-unquote bonuses in that game is, I think as you beat more of it or as you accumulate something, you open up the sound library.
Oh, yeah.
So you can listen to all those clips automatically. And, I mean,
Nice.
you want to, because if you're bored, there you go. But hey, anyways, thanks for calling, dude, and we will talk to you again.
Definitely. Thanks so much. Bye.
Yep.
Although I'll quickly say, though, because the poor thing asked about Lufia. Did anyone play any Lufia games? I have bumped Lufia for the DS 7 times from the top of my GameFly list.
You're probably smart in doing that. I have not heard good things.
Oh, really?
I know, like, I didn't play too much of Lufia 1 and 2 at the time, and I'm no expert on Lufia, but they were pretty solid RPGs, 16-bit RPGs, but they didn't do anything spectacularly new. Anything like that. Second game had a lot of like puzzles that existed independently of the RPG stuff. So you were like throwing switches, moving blocks, stuff like that.
Kind of like Wild Arms.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think Wild Arms stole Wild Arms is kind of like Final Fantasy plus Lufia equals Wild Arms.
Wild Arms.
I liked how you could assign summon creatures to certain people and they'd have different abilities, and also they mixed up that puzzle aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hooray for Wild Arms. Let's go to the next caller.
I only played the first one.
Hey, you're on Retronauts. Who are you and where are you calling from?
Hey, this is Matt from Arizona.
Hello,
Hello.
Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Hello. Hello. I'm here to represent Game Arts.
Oh, please go on.
I love Lunar. I love Grandia too. Those are my favorite
Nice.
RPGs.
You are my friend.
Favorite RPGs.
Yeah. Lunar
Like more
1,
than any
2,
other
or all of
fun-
them?
Yeah, that's a good question. And also, which remake?
The first one and not the remake.
Ooh,
Sega CD.
so
Oh, you
original
don't-
Sega CD. I
Yeah.
was trying to find people to be on this episode, and Caleb from IGN forwarded us a YouTube video of the opening song from Lunar CD.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's the
Sega
best
CD.
opening song.
It is straight from like the secret works of Olivia Newton-John, and it
Legend
bird.
of old.
Oh god.
Story
Go, Megan.
forgotten.
Hey.
The memories of true
Oh, wait,
love
that's not it.
stolen From time. Well, I'm
Oh.
doing the Lunar Eternal Blue one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the first one
Oh,
is, but I can do the second one.
I'm
Oh,
glad
man,
you're not doing the first
one.
one.
No,
rocking
I
out.
have not heard good things.
The first, yeah, like our caller says, the first one is like pretty much like straight up like butt rock, but with yeah, like
I've never heard that
It's
before.
Butt rock is-
it's like Pat Benatar.
yeah.
Wow.
What's with Pat Benatar?
Nothing unless it's in a Lunar game.
Yeah.
Is what I'm
Pat
assuming.
Benatar's get out of my Lunar.
Battlefield.
Let's talk about Lunar, the original Sega CD one. Unfortunately, I've only played the PlayStation remake, which I thought was a fine game.
Same here.
I probably never go back to it just because I don't have time.
I
But
played the.
PSP remake.
That's the one that I played. I loved it.
How is it? Did you play the original one though?
No, I did not. The only one I played when it originally came out was Lunar Eternal Blue. That one I got for Sega CD.
Oh, you had a Sega CD.
That
Lucky
is.
girl.
I don't know if I was lucky.
somebody's jealous over here. I cut 8,000 lawns. I still couldn't afford it. Janine with her.
What? I wanted a Neo Geo
Oh, you did?
Also.
Whatever.
That is not a
and a Saturn.
convincing parents to
Exactly.
buy you Neo Geo. Not an
They
easy
didn't-
prospect.
They didn't love me at
But
all.
Matt, our caller, please tell us
Yeah.
about Sega CD Lunar. You said Eternal Blue or Silver Star?
Oh, the first one,
Okay.
the Silver Star. Yeah, that was just growing up and being a teenager in the early to mid '90s. I started liking anime at the same time, and Game Arts really tapped that aesthetic. So Lunar, just getting into anime, watching Ranma, all that stuff. Lunar was like, holy crap! It's like my cartoons. I can play the cartoons.
That's a good point. So I take it you were you played it at the time it came out.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
back in '93. Yeah.
And it's funny to go back and look at those cinema scenes because I mean it's not really animation, just sort of like big sprites sliding around. But
Yeah.
I mean that was super impressive at the time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. So and I remember like having a friend who didn't have a Sega CD, came over and he was just like, "Oh, how come the characters still move their legs when they're standing still? Sega CD can't handle that, huh?"
Ignorant
So-
fool.
Even there, we had the console wars.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Sega CD did not escape those wars alive.
No, not
but
so much.
it still gave us many a remake of that game. Which, okay, so there was PlayStation remake, pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there was the Saturn remake before there was the
Oh,
PlayStation
you're right,
remake.
and that's what the PlayStation remake was based on. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was like there was like 2 or 3 different ports, wasn't there?
Yeah, I know the GBA one is one I hear is not so good. Not so
The
good.
GBA one, I think, no, it was either the GBA or the DS one made you choose between whether you wanted experience or gold.
Oh, that was the DS one. I think it was called Dragon Song, and it was
Ugh.
dreadful. I have a new subtitle: Dreadful Shit. DS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, I actually think I played before. I played the PSP remake. I think I played the one on GBA and I didn't like it. I think I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, I heard it was not so hot.
No, not so much.
And then we have the PSP remake, which Megan speaks kindly of.
I really enjoyed it. It was well done, and they boosted the graphics, and the sound's a lot better, and it's a cute story.
Did they redo the anime cutscenes in that game, or did they put them back in, but
I
cropped
can't,
them?
I can't remember. I'm sure they tweaked something to make it better, but since I didn't play the first one as it originally came out, I'm not qualified to make that judgment.
They kept all the voice work in there, right?
Yeah, there are voices in there.
I don't know if they would have kept it because I think that's owned by separate people. Working Designs,
Possibly.
whoever
Yeah,
Victor
Working
Ireland
Designs
is.
did the original.
Legal stuff.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's why we can't get Mega Man Legends here because they pay Canadians to do it,
Oh,
and they don't want to pay the Canadians for royalties. So now we're screwed.
Thanks, Canada.
I'd say thanks Capcom.
Yeah.
Come on, we need to give the voice of Tron Bonne some money. She probably needs it. Probably got a few kids.
Probably.
voiceover. Me or Megan?
Yeah,
Come
that-
on, we'll do it for free.
This is not anime auditions. That's next week.
I'm going to be making my demo soon. Stay tuned.
So Matt, anything else to add about Lunar?
It's just it's one of those games that's always stuck with me. That and Secret of Mana are like the two big
Oh, Secret of
role playing
Mana.
games and action role playing games that I really loved in my youth.
Well, Matt, I can
And-
say. Oh, go ahead.
And then Grandia 2, that's the last role playing game I've even finished. So,
Oh wow.
Wow.
yeah.
We had
It's been pretty dire since then.
we had a mini throwdown between Grandia and Grandia 2. I think we were off mic, were we? Did the show even start when we were talking about that?
I don't-
Okay.
You guys had played Grandia 1 and I'd only played
Grandia 2.
on the Dreamcast.
Oh, Grandia 1 so
Yeah,
much
I
Oh
better.
my
only-
god, so much better.
I've also only played Grandia 2. I've heard
Alright.
good things about Grandia 1,
Okay.
but
You know, Grandia 1 is available on PSN, so if you have a PlayStation 3, you need to go download that right now.
I think it's only $7.
Yep.
And that is a
I
fantastic
keep trying to
price.
talk myself into it.
Yes, you
Keep trying
should.
to talk
It's good
We
stuff.
recommend it. Yes, Matt, you have good taste. You've proven that so far, and we think you'll like Grandia 1.
I hope so.
So you have
I
your
hope
homework.
so.
Go play it, and 80 hours later, call us back.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, take it easy.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.